When we developed Blythswood Square, we were planning to open that in 2008 when the financial crisis happened, and that was a really stressful, difficult period of time. And ultimately the bank came good from a very difficult situation. We had to justify our existence in so many ways, but ultimately without the support of the bank we may not have made that journey. I'm sitting here as a hotel owner with my own hotel, and that's been my desire, but I've worked bloody hard to get to that. And if I can do it, anybody can genuinely do that. If you've got the right mindset and work ethic, you can progress very quickly in our industry. If you work hard, opportunities will come your way, and if you've got the cojones to go and do it by yourself, go and do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Hi, so today I am with Hans Rissmann, who is the owner of the Strathaven Hotel here just outside of Glasgow in Scotland. You've had this for 5 years, and maybe Hans, you can tell us the journey of your idea.
Yeah, almost 5 years now into this project. At a very early age, from doing bottles behind the bar when you had to separate bottles to helping out in the cellar. I've worked my entire career in hotels, so I've not just taken this project as a thing to do. I've always wanted to do my own hotel. I've always wanted to be my own boss, just working hard at that and how that came to where we are today.
When did you decide, I'm going to do this myself, and the catalyst for that?
I've always wanted, I've had that desire to do something myself. I've always treated my employment when I was employed as an entrepreneur perhaps, or a businessman, treated it as my own. Opportunity for this hotel came about. It took me, after the sale of Rissco Collection, it took me 2 years to find this opportunity.
So a question for you about that 2-year period where you were looking for a hotel. I would guess that's probably very similar to any entrepreneur. Looking for an idea, whether it be, is this the right product? Is this the right location? Is it, that must have been quite hard. How did you maintain motivation when obviously you were getting rejected or you were rejecting them? How did you manage that process successfully?
It's a good point, and actually it wasn't an enjoyable experience at all. The process of finding it, not just finding an opportunity, but even with the background, even with decent funding behind us, banks were maybe not as supportive as they could have been. I had been to 6 or 7 banks with a full business plan of what we were planning to do with this.
Did the banks say no?
It's a different process dealing with banks, because you have essentially account managers or salespeople or account directors who want to work with you, but then they have to go through this task of getting through credit, and that seems to be where the barriers start to come.
And have you got any advice for someone that's going to a bank and to do, whether it be to raise money for a bricks and mortar business like this or a conceptual service, but do you have any advice for how best to tackle that task?
Be well prepared, do your homework, expect the unexpected with them. It's all about risk and reward. If somebody's willing to invest in you or provide capital for you, then maybe you need to stick up a little bit yourself. When we developed Blythswood Square, we were planning to open that in 2008 when the financial crisis happened, and that was a really stressful, difficult period of time. And ultimately the bank came good with us from a very difficult situation. We had to justify our existence in so many ways, but ultimately without the support of the bank we may not have made that journey.
How important to the bank is the concept? Or are they just looking at the P&L and the management team? What are they looking at when they make a decision?
The management team would 100% be what they're looking at as well. I think that's a contributing factor, but I dare say that the vast majority of their decisions will be based on numbers.
Right.
And how that justifies, and to make sure that their overall investment is secure and safe.
How do you go about marketing something brand new to a local community that have kind of written it off?
It's not easy, and then you run the risk of the people who were perhaps loyal or partial to how it was before, but that wasn't sufficient to keep the business going in the right direction. It's just a little bit quicker now with social media, online review sites, which has really changed our industry and made it easier to market.
How do you deal with bad reviews? Because some of them are just someone who's maybe didn't, their coffee wasn't at the correct temperature, or they're just a difficult customer. How do you deal with the bad guys?
Personally, rightly or wrongly, I don't respond to any bad reviews or indeed any good reviews, because
that's a conscious decision you've made.
That's a conscious decision. Marketeers do not agree with that. But for me, if somebody wants to, we have plenty of opportunities to engage with our customers directly, and I prefer that than publicly slating or justifying yourself on a social media site.
Do you think customers are willing to pay more for their spaghetti bolognese just because the staff want mental health support?
Probably not, I think. Everybody wants value for money. I think some people would be happy to pay that, but the vast majority of people will assess their their experience on what they've paid for. I want people to feel valued. I want people to feel they're leaving work and going home feeling that they've done a good job and that they feel valued and worth. I'm sitting here as a hotel owner with my own hotel, and that's been my desire, but I've worked bloody hard to get to that. And if I can do it, anybody can genuinely do that. If you've got the right mindset and work ethic, you can progress very quickly in our industry. If you work hard, opportunities will come your way. And if you've got the cojones to go and do it by yourself, go and do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Hans, thank you very much indeed. Good luck with this bold, exciting venture.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the very best for the business.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.